I'm Michelle Poremski.
And I'm Pastor Ron Ween.
And this is 180 Your Life, a grief empowerment podcast to encourage you to live your best life after loss. So today we're going to start a 5-part series on something that we call, it's in the back of the 180 Your Life book, If There's Anything I Can Do, otherwise known as
The Casserole Killers.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I know, Pastor Ron, that when we go through loss, oftentimes people are doing the very best that they can, and you end up with like 30 of these in your refrigerator.
Yes.
And it is a really big help to give food and to, come in with meals.
But the right kind of food is what's important.
I think the right kind of food is important, and also that there's more that we can do.
Yes.
That there's other help that can be given. So that's what we want to cover today. What were you going to say?
Well, I think that a lot of times the casseroles come in and they're very sedating. They sedate people at the very time that they need to be thinking clearly, to have a plan. Their front part of their brain goes to sleep with the food.
It is comfort food.
Yes.
And you want to be comforted at that time, but the downside is that I understand. I mean, if something horrible has happened, you want to eat something eventually that makes you feel comforted. But eventually what that food can do, those simple carbs, they can make you feel lethargic.
Yes.
They can even stack the deck towards depression. So what we want to talk about today is what kind of foods can you eat that will help you to stay on your A game so that you can feel energetic, strong, thinking clearly. And also we want to cover sleep aids, because one of the first things that goes after a major trauma or loss is sleep. So that's what we want to cover, different things that you can do to help sleep, because you need to sleep. A form of torture is sleep deprivation.
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
So we need to have healthy strategies to sleep well. So let's go right into it. In the back of the 180 Your Life book, there is in Appendix 1, right back here, there's a section that, like I just said, called If There's Anything I Can Do, or Casserole Killer. And in the first part of that section, I should have put a pen in it, we have something called the Grief Cheat Sheet, and it's the first week top 10 list. So, and then we follow that with the weeks 2 through 6 top 10 list, months 3 through 6 top 10 list. So if you want to help a person who's going through loss, or if you've gone through loss yourself and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've got 30 casseroles in the fridge and I'm overwhelmed and I'm exhausted, here are some lists for friends to help empower you, for you to empower yourself, of things that you can do to move forward. All right, so let's get right to it.
Okay.
So, Pastor Ron, what do you think? Well, first of all, I think it's important to stabilize the blood sugar.
Absolutely.
So what are some things that we can do to stabilize blood sugar?
Well, the one thing is to move. I mean, you just can't eat and not move without raising your sugar. So one of the things is moving and getting some degree of exercise.
I definitely think that's important, and we are definitely going to be covering that in podcast 2 of this series.
Yes.
So to stabilize our blood sugar, we definitely want to stay away from simple carbs if at all possible, and incorporate. So if you're going to be cooking meals or bringing meals to someone who's going through loss, consider making some green smoothies. Consider incorporating some green powder. I know it sounds counterproductive. I know that when you're going through loss, you're like, oh my gosh, give me the wine, or give me whatever is going to, what are you talking about, crazy lady with the green smoothies? But I'm telling you, for the long haul, you're going to feel better faster. So that's the goal. So what are some wonderful, I brought some things out of my own kitchen that are really helpful, like moringa. And you know, I don't get any money from promoting any of these products. These are just things that I actually use myself that are very helpful. So this is a super green food. It's going to act like high octane fuel in your system. Sometimes when we're eating sugars, it's because our digestive system is saying, I'm still hungry. You're giving me these simple carbs and I'm not actually nourished. So I'm going to signal you that I'm still hungry until you give me something that is nourishing to eat. So these super green foods actually nourish your body and cut the sugar cravings, or they can. And of course, I'm not a medical professional, so check with your medical professional before doing any of these suggestions, okay, or making any change to your diet. But this has really helped. Moringa, pure moringa, you can find these at Whole Foods or your local health foods market. The Garden of Life Perfect Food Energizer, this is a really good one, but this has a little bit of natural caffeine in it. So just be aware of that. Also, Juvo, Juvo, the raw green superfood is something that I put in my smoothies, and I don't feel hungry when I do that. Other things that help stabilize your blood sugar are PGX granules, or they help me for sure. I put this in my smoothie. It helps me to feel full. And the bonus is that it helps stabilize your blood sugar so that you don't have the high highs and the low lows. So you don't feel wildly anxious and then crashing later on, which can happen when you're consuming a lot of simple sugars where they're in simple carbs, in sugar, or maybe even in alcohol. Let's look at another, supplements that you can take to help stabilize your brain. Do you know any of those supplements, Pastor Ron?
Just a few that you've taught me, the hemp oil and some of the GABA and stuff like that. I don't usually take them because I'm usually eating fruits and vegetables and try to get my energy from them.
Okay, so and of course we're not in a major grief state right now,
Right.
but I would say that when you're in the ground zero of grief,
Yes.
and you're feeling overwhelmed, some wonderfully natural things that you can do, and of course first check with your physician, is to incorporate some brain balancing supplementation. One that is my constant go-to is hemp seed oil. You can get it at Whole Foods or your natural grocer. I don't have any actual hemp seed oil with me. You keep it in your refrigerator, and it's a great source of omega-3s and 6s. Another great one is cod liver oil. Actually, it's flavored. Cod liver oil can act like Prozac on your system. Woo! So it helps just calm things down, which you need to calm down, because when you're in that fight or flight state, you're not able to make the best decisions. So you want to help calm your body's nervous system down. Another suggestion is 5-HTP or GABA, GABA. And another one that I think is really helpful is vitamin D. That can help fight against depression. So these are the supplements and also another great source is of calcium, omega-3s, a great source of iron, omega-6, and 3 is chia seeds. These are great to go in your smoothie. And hemp seeds, that's another great way that I curb sugar cravings. And this one is new, and I love it. It's called Collagen Blue. It's made by a woman here in Atlanta, a company here in Atlanta, and it has really helped with my joints and with rest. This has been a fantastic supplement. So Collagen Blue, I think you can go Google Collagen Blue and you'll be able to find their website. All right, so that's one topic. The next is sleep. Sleep is so important. I think that if you have proper supplementation, if your blood sugar isn't going up and down, then you're more likely to have a better sleep cycle. But there are some things that you can do, like incorporating, I like this one, magnesium powder. Of course, check with your doctor before you do that, but man, if I put some magnesium powder in my tea, it really helps me sleep. Now, you want to be careful not to put too much, or you might be running to the restroom. So that usually doesn't happen, but you just have to gauge it. I would start with maybe a half teaspoon, and that actually was a big sleep aid for me. Other sleep ideas, Pastor Ron, you were talking about different ways
bath.
we can do. Yes, exactly, a hot bath. Go ahead.
Yes, hot bath to relax the muscles. Also, it's really important. There's a lot of things that you have to do when you're grieving, and you need your thinking, of course, but you also need your sleep. And it's not a good idea to bring that kind of work into your bed.
What kind of work?
That kind of work, the grief work that you need to plan the funerals, to look at your bills, to do an assessment of your finances.
Or even to look at your phones.
Yes, that is the key. Keep the phone out of the bedroom so that you can get the sleep that you need, so that you can think the way you need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, different ideas for sleep to help promote good sleep would be to take a hot bath. Use
Yes.
some Epsom salt in your hot bath. I have incredible sleep when I use some Epsom salt. You can pick some up at your local health food store or even at Walmart. Chamomile tea, some lavender oil that you put on the back of your neck. To be in a totally dark room, stay away from screens for 30 minutes, and I actually use an eye mask that's kind of concave around my eyes so that I don't feel the mask exactly pushing against my
Yes.
face. And that sort of just signals to my body it's time to go to sleep, and I am asleep in under 60 seconds.
Oh my.
So I think, taking about an hour to get ready for bed, shutting off the screens, taking a nice hot bath with some Epsom salt, having some tea with some magnesium powder. These are all great strategies to help promote good sleep that will help you feel rested so that you can be on your A game for the grief journey. Is there anything else I haven't covered?
No, I think we've got it.
All right. Well, in our next episode, we are going to be talking about movement and and coordinating. So we're talking about the ground zero of grief. So if you are supporting a friend, helping a friend through loss, or if you're going through loss yourself, here are some very practical ideas, because a lot of people who haven't gone through loss don't know what to do. So we want to empower you as to what you can do. So learning exercise and actually preparing for the memorial service. Fun stuff
Yes,
to talk about.
a lot of fun.
That we're going to be talking about that in our next podcast. Just a list of things to keep in mind that you need to do. So we appreciate you so much for tuning in. If you would like to support us, you can do so in two ways. One, you can go to 180yourlife.com and sign up for our grief empowerment classes. It's only $8 a month for all the classes that we have online. We have a full year of 180 Your Life grief empowerment classes that every expert and many of the inspirational stories in 180 Your Life, we've interviewed those people, and you can meet them in the video series. That's a 26-session video series. It's great for small group facilitation. You can watch the video and then talk about it in your small group, and they're 20 minutes long. So that video course, plus our healthy eating, our exercise, our getting ready for a race event videos, all of that is included for $8 a month. So your subscriptions help us support the 180 Your Grief nonprofit center. It helps us to create the kind of grief programming to help empower those going through loss. And we're continually adding new videos. Like our upcoming videos will be what do you need when you're going to the Social Security office? How do you, after the loss of a spouse, what do you need when you're having to change the car title over or the house title over? That's the kind of things that we're going to be talking about coming up. Also, if you would like to make a tax-deductible donation, you can do so very easily by going to 180 Your Grief, that's 180yourgrief.org, and and clicking on our donate button. You can make a tax-deductible donation there, or you can do so by your cell phone by texting the number 77977, and to that number you would text 180 and the letter U, and that'll take you to our secure server, and you can make a tax-deductible donation there. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. We really appreciate your support, and we'll connect with you next time. God bless.
Take care.